All right, let's get straight back into it. Another trade happened. It's definitely NBA off season soon after the finals. We got some more action to happen. But let's get straight to it. It's Jamal.
And I'm Corey. We back with another one.
Yeah, yeah, we were just here yesterday talking about the KD trade, and then all of a sudden it seems like it was pretty much an avalanche. Late last night, trade occurred with the Boston Celtics and the Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers actually sent Anfernee Simons in a second round pick. I'm thinking maybe multiple. I could be wrong, but in some second round pick. Let me double check on this one. And then Jrue Holiday, he is going to the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, it seems like, I mean, reports are coming out that Boston wanted to shed salary. They wanted to get under that apron. They didn't want to pay them tax penalties. And it makes sense. You got an Asian starter. I'm not gonna call him a star player anymore. Jrue Holiday. You got an Asian starter who's a guard. Um, and his contract is pretty hefty. What were your initial thoughts in regards to this trade?
I mean, first I got to piggyback off what you were saying real quick. It's definitely a crazy time for the NBA right now. Um, Now, in particular, I actually believe that the best trade that kind of occurred out of, I guess, the group of them. I mean, I hate to throw it back at you, but would you say that this was the best trade that you've seen within the last day or so?
As far as you talking about just talent involved in this trade,
Just talent, strictly talent.
I would say, yeah. You talk about talent and availability. Even with Drew being a little older, he still is pretty much healthy for the most part. When you look at and I know we're kind of, I don't want to jump the gun because we can talk about those other trades later, but the KP trade to Atlanta, it was like kind of like a wash. That was definitely a salary dump for sure. And then when you look at the CJ to Washington, that was cap relief for Washington for next year. They have about 100 million in cap room to play with, and then also for New Orleans. I mean, with Jay Poole, I could say there've been some interesting trades. I would say that Anfernee Simons and Jrue Holiday probably was the best one, but it still feel like the Celtics got over on that. Even if they were, I mean, yeah, it was like a win-win trade for them.
Definitely got to win for the Celtics for them to get a young guy. You know what I mean? Like that, I feel like this is a time where the world is really going to see what type of player he is. Um, Honestly, shout out to his team. I feel like they had some influence in probably making that trade happen. I'm not saying he was able to push buttons, but I feel as though his team probably nudged him in the right direction. Either way, I think we're going to hear his name a lot next year.
Yeah, no, he'll definitely he'll be in a bigger spotlight. Boston, they usually have primetime games, and if they keep Jaylen Brown, they'll definitely be one of the teams that's on ESPN. I was about to say TNT, but no more inside the NBA. They'll be on ESPN, they'll be on ABC, wherever the game is on, they'll be on primetime TV. So that's definitely it was surprising the team he got traded to. But I do like the pickup for Boston. I will say Anthony Simons, he's their shot maker, tough bucket getter, can shoot from deep, has a bag. Um, so I think it's good. I think he's gonna have to be the one. He pairs well with I'm about to call him DJ White, Derek White. I look at Anthony Simon as more of a point guard, and Derek White is more of a two guard, but both are combo guards. They're definitely fit Boston's system. Well, Anthony Simons will fit Boston's system with the 3-point style play that they kind of emulate from Golden State from a few years back. But I like it, man. If they can somehow keep JB, I mean, you're looking at a lineup with Anthony Simons, Jaylen Brown, or excuse me, Anthony Simons, Derek White, JB, and JT, and then whoever you want to plug in at that five position. I'm pretty sure that they'll find a free agent. Uh, Maybe they can pick up for a multi-year deal or somebody in the draft that be there starting that 20 or 26, 27 season. So yeah, from a year from now, because JT is out. But I mean, they look good. Looks like the risk get richer, and it was two second round picks that they got back in that deal. So for cat relief, getting it back in town, a young player, and some draft capital, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, that's definitely a good pick. I feel like not gonna keep draining on Anthony Simons, but I would definitely say not only is the leap going to be something to keep an eye on, but I believe Jaylen Brown is somebody to keep an eye on. If they do choose to keep him, I do believe Jaylen Brown will kind of remind the world why he is 1A and 1B or 1B, 1A, however you want to put it. So definitely some opportunity there. I honestly feel like they could find themselves somewhat where they found themselves um, like this past year, as far as in the playoffs. Maybe not number one in the East, but definitely top five. I think people are kind of overreacting a little bit with some of the moves that have been happening across the league, and I think Anfernee Simons is going to add to kind of that wow factor that we look for when we watch the Celtics.
Yeah, and we'll touch on JB as well. Well, because I mean, yeah, let's just touch on that. We already know they traded KP. That was definitely a salary dump. Um, they like I said, get them on the apron. They got back Terrence Mann, and then they also got it looks like Atlanta's 22 first round. Well, actually, that goes to the next. So it looks like the Celtics they get back Terrence Mann, and yeah, and it looks like it's Terrence Mann, and let me take a look here. Let's see, Terrence Mann. Okay, excuse me, I got that wrong actually. Niang and this they get Niang in the second round pick that
Second
goes to
round pick.
the
Yeah.
Celtics. Terrence Mann and then Atlanta's number 22 pick goes to the Nets. So yeah, that's pretty much the salary dump, man. Shout out to Niang. I mean, good locker room guy, can give you Jared Dudley type minutes, but he's not going to do much for your team. But like I said, good, solid role player. But this is definitely a salary dump, and I don't think KP is a good fit in Atlanta. That's just me. With Trey Young, I mean, it could work, but I don't. That's not an ideal fit. I could be wrong. KP is just move the same and just Asian star player. But going back to Jaylen Brown, man, I'm with you. I think he has a chance to pretty much stand why he was the Finals MVP. A lot of people thought he was the Finals MVP last year. A lot of people didn't think he deserved it, but Jaylen Brown, even though he don't really have that much of a left hand, I mean, he still puts up good numbers and he can perform well. And so you think they should keep?
I do. I feel like if you want to still sort of sell the idea that we're competing for a championship, even though I know basketball has a lot of guys across everywhere would say otherwise, but I feel like a team with Jaylen Brown, Anfernee Simons, and depending on what glue guys they are able to keep, you already have like you said, Derek Williams. Um, that to me, I
Derek
feel like
White.
he's a guy that stepped. Derek White, excuse me, not Derek Williams. He stepped up this year. He's been improving the last 2, 3 years. So I feel like they're going to compete. And I feel like if you want to kind of sell that to the fans and somewhat compete, you have to keep him. If you don't, you're setting JT back depending on what move you make when he does come back. And then you're stepping into a whole nother issue. I don't know
Let's
what they'd be able to get with for JB right now.
yeah, no, and I definitely agree. And I mean, let's just say, I mean, if the Celtics do feel like they want to trade JB. I heard they been receiving some offers. Where would you like to see him go, or which team should trade for him? I'll start with that. What team do you feel like should trade for JB?
I feel like for somebody somewhere that it makes sense, uh, that's tough.
Me
Honestly,
too.
that's tough. A place where it makes sense, meaning where the team has the reasonable assets to offer, and then Jaylen Brown coming in and fitting as he should. I don't know. I want to say Denver, as crazy as that sounds, I feel like it's time for them to make a big move. And I feel like they've kind of been inching towards that. It's kind of been quiet since the Malone firing, but I do feel like they are a team that needs to make a move. The problem comes in when you think about the assets that they have. Too many. If you take one or two of their main, not main guys, but assets, Aaron Gordon, um, uh,
He
Jamal Murray, it gets really murky. So
he would have
I
to.
would take it.
They could do MPJ probably. Yeah, they could. I don't know if the Celtics would want to take him. He's another, shooter. Um, they have a hell of a shooting lineup, but I think they would prefer Aaron Gordon to be paired with Tatum. But
Yep.
just Aaron Gordon's not getting you that. I'm not sure what the salaries look like, but I know they're getting paid. I know MPJ is getting paid pretty nice. I know Aaron Gordon probably has a nice deal as well. But I mean, him and Jokic, that wouldn't be bad. They need somebody who can kind of. They don't really have that attacking guard. Jamal Murray does it sometimes. in the regular season. He elevates his play in the postseason, but they really need an attacking guard to pair with Jokic, so I like it. Um, but I mean, yeah, I just don't see them trading him to anyone in the East, especially another contender. Um, and it's crazy for you think of the package that Orlando had to give up to get Bane, even though one of those first round picks was to take KCP's contract. I mean, it'll be hard for Boston to trade him within the conference. And I just don't. I mean, the Magic, nah. Brooklyn, they just did a trade with. Maybe they uh, double down on that, but not going to the Knicks, not going to Milwaukee unless it's. I mean, I don't know, man.
Uh, I don't know. I feel like right now,
Giannis for Giannis with JB, throwing some other stuff in there. I know that's not a fair trade, but I'm not sure if the Bucks want to trade Giannis. I don't know if Giannis wants to go to Boston, but that could be it would have to be a quality offer for the Bucks to accept it, and then I'm pretty sure the Boston would do that in a heartbeat. JB, some picks, whoever else but JT for Giannis. I mean, that'd be a crazy pairing, JT and Giannis, but. Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's gonna go to a West Coast team, or maybe, I mean, fingers crossed, a team like Charlotte could give up enough assets where they're not giving away Brandon Miller and LaMelo. If they can keep them two and pair them with JB, I'm not mad at that.
right now the NBA is so unpredictable. I feel like this has been a year of its own kind of time, kind of resetting things because NBA it could just be me, but it seems as though the NBA owners, the NBA franchises are moving a certain type of way where it's more so business first. It's always been
Trying
business
to save
first,
money.
but best interest of the team no matter what. Like 10 years ago, you just your best guys were untouchable. Today, not even close to that.
Yeah, I think with this second apron thing being a hard cap, I think a lot of people not trying to pay those extra penalties for these contracts. Um, I mean, we already had the player movement. To be honest, I feel like in the offseason, maybe not as many as the big names would be traded, but you always have those guys that kind of like if they wanted to go somewhere, they were going to get there. I feel like that always been the case. Whether you look at like a guy like Melo going to the Knicks, Jimmy Butler forcing his way out of Minnesota, just to name a few, I feel like it's always been, at least from the 2010s till now, always been a star-driven league. Where I want to go, I'm gonna choose where I want to go. Y'all to make sure y'all get me there. So, um, like I'm not mad at it. I hate to see teams get broken up so quickly. I think that even with Drew's age, I would like to see him running back again with JT and JB. Like I said, it sucks that JT's hurt right now, but I would love to see Drew get another shot at a championship with that team. Since he already won one there, but I mean, it is what it is. I just don't like the teams like we're not seeing contenders stay together with their same core, and that's the big issue. And I think right now, you look at it, I wouldn't be surprised if Denver makes a move too. I think the owner just made hinted at, trying to avoid that hard cap.
Yeah, well, it's a whole different time right now. It's definitely an exciting time to be an NBA fan. I will definitely say that because